Okay, so I last ended on my variance query, and I just want to keep on moving down this list. So the next question that I had, and this was actually your suggestion, Brian, was to take a look at which Pokemon see the biggest jump in their base stats when they evolve. So again, I used a window function for that ranking. The hardest part about this query, it was something that I figured out in the last project, was like joining a second Pokemon table because I needed the Pokemon IDs from the evolves from ID column and then evolves to ID column in the same evolution table. So we can take a quick look at those results. Yeah, so just a nice list. You see these like massive stats differences for these particular Pokemon. None of these Pokemon made like the heavy hitter strongest Pokemon list, but if you do catch them earlier in the game, I think you can be rest assured that you're going to see big gains when they do evolve, which is kind of fun. Next question. Yeah, so I was kind of curious if Pokemon who have to have a special condition when you trade them. So they're like holding an item or you're trading them with another particular Pokemon. They're much stronger than a standard evolution type Pokemon. My thought being that like you have to put in all this extra effort for that evolution. Is it worth it? I did find that on average, Pokemon who are traded with these like special conditions are um, stronger than final evolved Pokemon that are just using like an evolution type path. Level type evolution pathway. So we can take a quick look at that query. Again, as I was asking these questions, a lot of them are pretty similar to other questions that I asked. So a lot of my queries were building on top of each other throughout this project and then making particular tweaks for the question that I wanted to answer. Yeah, and in this case, again, I just used a union to just plot these two stats on top of each other, the average combined stats for traded Pokemon and then leveled up Pokemon. Okay, two more queries. Hopefully, I can finish this in 2 more minutes. Next, I wanted to know if there are any Pokemon who don't have any evolution at all and just how strong they are. Maybe like these are like the ones to get. So this was a fairly simple query. Again, I used subqueries to make sure that these Pokemon aren't showing up in the evolution table at all. And we get this list of really, really strong Pokemon. Like these numbers are stronger than the combined stats of evolved Pokemon. So you might say, well, why even bother with evolution if you can just catch these guys? Yes, these are very strong Pokemon, but every single one of these Pokemon in this list is like a special end game Pokemon. It's like not something that you just get in the course of normal gameplay. It's like the end of the game. So I think that context is pretty important if this question is important to you when you're playing Pokemon. Okay, the final thing that I wanted to know is just what are the weakest final evolved forms of Pokemon? Which are the ones that you just like should avoid? The one interesting row here is that we've got this normal type Pokemon that even requires a special condition. Like you have to get this Moonstone, and it has like pretty crappy stats. So to me, that's not worth it. And hopefully, I can show you what my query looks in the last 15 seconds here. Again, very similar to a lot of my other queries tweaked for this particular question. So that's my presentation. Thank you.